Entering the ring is the podcast you don't want to miss. Lucha House Show Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our favorite and your favorite wrestling podcast, Lucha House Show Podcast. I'm Mars, the voice of violence, and this is what I usually say. I'm joined by my colleagues here at ringside, but today it's just my colleague. It's just me and Rowdy Rod holding the fort while, Red Carpet Renzo is off either globetrotting or once again, like he's never here. Like he's got, I don't even know. I have run out of analogies for him. When he's not at red carpet premieres, he's off over the other side of the world, or he's getting ready to move to the US. He's everywhere but here.
He's become the Logan Paul of our podcast.
He is the Logan Paul. Like he'll come in. Look, I think he's been in touch with the Lucha House Show podcast lawyers, and he's worked out a Legends deal where he only appears every now and then. So good on him. He's got better lawyers than what we do.
Fair enough.
So but it's great to be here. It's me and Rowdy Rod, and it's a special episode of the Lucha House Show podcast where we dissect everything that went on at last weekend's Money in the Bank, and boy, was there stuff to talk about. We're talking bumps, we're talking spots, we're talking splits on a ladder, we're talking unbelievable bumps where we thought, well, that's not going to happen, and they pulled it off, and it was sensational. We'll talk about the botch. People make mistakes. We'll talk about our views on why it happened, but we won't focus on that because that would be taking away from what was a sensational matchup and the continuing storyline. And we'll also touch on what occurred at Monday Night Raw with the return of Australia's own Rhea Ripley. Mummy is back. So, Rowdy Rod, why don't you flick the switch and kick off the chit-chat about Money in the Bank?
That's it, man. Far out. Like we said, with the Mummy's back, man. And what a way to come back. She didn't even take time for a honeymoon, and she come back straight away just to kick fucking. We see what's gonna happen now. It's a lot of stuff that we saw that night that I think is backing up my theory of what's happening with the Judgment Day. But we'll talk about that. But before we gotta go into Money in the Bank, we had a great Money in the Bank. Yeah, it was a botch. One of the. And a really ugly botch, but in good Triple H fashion, he wiped it off like never happened in Raw. We just forgot about it. We forgot about it in Raw.
He addressed it at the press conference.
He addressed it at the press conference. That's it.
Humans, people make mistakes. I don't know who. I still don't know whose mistake. Do you want to start off talking about? We'll do the bad part, then we'll talk about all the good stuff. You want to talk about the botch first, or you want to go match by match?
No, we go match by match. Let's get to the botch when we get to the botch, because it's part of the match and part of what happened in there. So we kick off with the Money in the Bank men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which we had LA Knight, Jey Uso, Shea Gable, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and Drew McIntyre. Man, what a match! All of them did amazing. I think Andrade took the lot. He had one of the best spots.
Yeah.
He did some bumps like no tomorrow.
That thing he did with Carmelo.
Off the top of the ladder against the ladder.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
Like power bomb type thing, or Death Valley driver, or whatever you want to call it. That was onto the ladder that was like, horizontal between the ladder and the ropes. Like that was, wow. That's like, how the hell do you pull that off without getting hurt?
The only thing about that, it was like, why did he say, like, the setup of it was a bit messy because people was like, why is he setting it up and then going up in the ladder? It's like he gave it away instead of trying to do something. He got set up and then it happened, That kind of stuff was a bit sassy. Like once he set it up and he started going up the ladder, you knew that something was going to happen.
Of course.
Instead of having it a bit more discreet, but part of that, man.
Well, I suppose you could do it like, well, he set up this ladder to try and get Carmelo or Miller Hayes away from it, to injure him, and so he has a free run up the ladder.
Yeah, that's true. That could be. Now, but he had another one off the ropes. Oh my God!
Oh man, like
the leg drop.
I don't know too much about Andrade's history, but I'm definitely going to look into it now because they all impressed me. I thought it was a great match, but Andrade was just like, wow. And you know what? I hope I'm wrong about this, and I think you agree with me on this. I don't know if WWE is going to use him the right way.
Nah,
That's my
but
concern.
look, I said it before. I think they're waiting for right now
Charlotte.
Charlotte to come back, man. I think she will come back, and then we have this massive power couple. He's gonna take over, you know. He's gonna become the chaperone of geez, a lot of things can happen, but with her coming back. Look, a little bit story about Andrade, so people know, you know, a little bit, so I will start getting to it. So Andrade was a champion CMLL. So he was a big time champion over there. He was known as La Sombra.
The Shadow.
Yeah. So he had a mask. So he actually, to go to the WWE, he gave the mask. So that was his last match. Was a match, you know, for the mask. And in that match, he lost it. So he had to take it off.
Which is huge in Mexico.
Yeah. And that's when people knew he was gonna leave CMLL because he lost his mask. He wasn't gonna lose the mask. So yeah, he lost his mask. Last match was in, when did he lose the match? La Sombra, because he was sick. He had the Ingobernables with Rush. Also, and it was a massive.
Which of course is Spanish for the ungovernables. But, yeah.
Los Ingobernables, yeah. So he lost it when it was. I'm just trying to remember what happened. I think on the 80th anniversary. No, I can't remember. Well, it's some of the anniversary. I can't remember right now. But it was really emotional because they took off the mask. Rush took the mask off him. Yeah. It was a massive celebration that day. It was at one of the biggest matches of the year. I forgot the name of it for CMLL. And then he went to WWE. So that's kind of his massive deal in Mexico. Massive.
Well, I hope they use him right. I really do. But as I said, everyone impressed me. Everyone impressed me in this match. If I had to pick a standout for me, it was Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable did really good, man. Far out.
Man, those bumps that he took and the bumps that he gave, because look, there's two moves in wrestling that cause my anxiety levels to go through the fucking roof. One of them is I can't remember the name of it, the Exploder or something. That's the move that Sami Zayn does, which is essentially belly to belly overhead suplex into the corner turnbuckles.
Yeah.
I think that move is just so dangerous, and it's just it's a very low margin of error. That and just a normal belly to belly overhead suplex. I hate that move, and the reason why I hate it is because I remember when Big E. That's the move that injured Big E.
Yeah.
It was a belly to belly overhead suplex on the outside, and it was by Ridge Holland. It was an accident, no criticism. It was an accident, but I just hate that move. And Gable did a belly-to-belly overhead suplex from the apron on LA Knight over the top rope onto a ladder.
Yeah, that was just
which was just fucking insane.
Even give it one to a ladder.
Yeah.
Even give a suplex to a ladder.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. And then also when he was holding on to the Money in the Bank
brief. Oh, there.
And then he took a bump, fell. That's a pretty high. And then he fell face first.
Yeah.
That's insane. The guy's just abnormal.
As soon as he was hanging it reminded me of the tribute threat of when Jeff Hardy took it from Edge. From a ladder. That was flashback. I was like, it's going to happen again.
And then he also took some massive bumps as well, man. That he was just and talk about strong. He's not the biggest guy, but he's so strong.
Oh, he's beast.
He's suplexing these behemoths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great.
You know what
what did you think of him?
I loved it. The only thing I'm missing, I was expecting the Wyatt Sick to make an appearance because Chad Gable was there.
Yeah, I think that would have taken away.
It didn't happen. I was gonna say, but I'm happy it didn't happen. You know, I'm trying because the whole thing with the Y6, we're not gonna talk about it soon. But the whole thing with the Y6 for me, at least, is I'm starting to understand why they're not coming everywhere. Why they're not? I was like, they need to be everywhere. You know, they want to show fear on everyone. But with the videos, which are masterpiece. You're starting to understand the game behind it. So they're striking fear on everyone without being there. So it's like perfect. Like, you just gotta be aware that you don't know what's gonna happen. So I think I really like that. And Chad Gable was definitely like that. Definitely was like looking, see if they come up anything.
Yeah.
Like that. But look, we ended up with Drew McIntyre winning it.
But
And-
But what
and
about
like-
Carmelo? I mean, you got to talk about Carmelo Hayes. He took some massive bumps too, man.
all of it, but it's just dissecting a lot. You know, LA Knight took massive bumps. Carmelo Hayes took a massive bumps. Like, it was a really entertaining short men's Money in the Bank. It was like only 50 minutes, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a really intense Money in the Bank, really good. Lighters all over the place. People were crashing each other. LA Knight, you know, it just, it was just great. It was really, really good. And to be honest, what's it called? Jey Uso, man. For Jey Uso, we know he can do in a ladder, man. We know.
Yeah, and he was our prediction, and we got that one wrong.
You got it wrong. Me and Renzo got it right.
Oh, did you guys pick Drew?
We picked Drew. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
We picked Drew McIntyre to win it. You got Jay. Yeah, he hadn't missed it, which was one. Like, actually, we all go 5. We go 4. Sorry, we all go 4. 3. Sorry, 3. We all go 3. 3 out of 5. All of us.
That's not bad. That's a pass.
That's not bad. We all got the last one. So that's was pretty intense. But the other ones, we all went one way or another. But Drew McIntyre wins it. And like he said, I'm gonna catch it in that night, which made it amazing to what happened after in the match with between Damian Priest and Seth freaking Rollins. So we got the winner there, and then we jump into Sami Zayn with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, you smashed shit out of Sami Zayn.
But I picked it. Pretty sure you guys picked Braun. I picked Sami.
Yeah, we picked Braun. You picked Sami. And the way he defeated him was like, he just gave it all. And the last second, he smashed him at the right time. And he just knocked him out. That's it.
Yeah.
I think Braun Breaker was just like, you know, those one-off opportunities when you're like, it's now or never. He hits it, and he's just, boom. Off goes Braun Breaker. Sami Zayn takes the win. But Braun Breaker, man, we know he's top priority when Raw moves to Netflix. We know he's going to be all the workhorses going in there, like main priority for the company. And goddamn, they give him chances, man. Goddamn, they give him chances. And he's just surprising everyone. Well, since NXT, we knew how good he was. Now it's just give him all. And
that's the thing, like the way they did it. And I, having tipped it, that was the only way they could do it. Because Braun Breaker loses absolutely nothing in terms of credibility. He's still a beast.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn's character of like overcoming like the whole David and Goliath thing, that just gets better and better because he just keeps winning. When people expect him to lose, he just keeps winning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing. Yeah. So we got to see.
And clean finishes too.
Which is fair. He's not a heel.
He's a face. He's a face. Yeah,
he can't win. He can't win dirty. Like, that's why I hated it. And I know I keep going back to this. That's why I hated it when Roman Reigns as a heel was winning clean. Yeah. I absolutely hated it. It just made no fucking sense for me.
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
He had to win as a heel, bro. If you win as a heel, don't win clean, you know? Don't win like the Superman fucking Roman Reigns. That was the worst. They would never go down. He would never go pinned, but it made no sense. Like at the moment, but then he worked out, you know? Love Roman Reigns. And we can't wait to see him back. Then now it's more closer than ever to come back. But we'll talk about soon. Then we had the Damian Priest and Seth freaking Rollins match, or was the women's ladder match?
I think it was a women's ladder match.
The women's ladder match, because I couldn't find the order. I forgot about it because I think I missed one of them. As I was at work, I wasn't watching it. So then I was trying to go back and forth. But yeah, we had Money Back ladder match, which we had Soy Stag, Naomi, Lyra Valkyrie, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, the MVP here, Chelsea Green, man.
Oh yeah, oof.
God damn.
Without a doubt. And that's who we picked. We got it wrong, but that's who we picked. I thought we picked it when up to the last minute.
Renzo picked Tiffany.
Renzo picks Tiffany. Yeah, Renzo picked Tiffany. And you know what? She's a deserving winner. And all these women took against some massive bumps. I was impressed by Zoe Stark. I was impressed by all of them, but I was particularly impressed by Io Sky and Zoe Stark. And then just the bump that Chelsea Green took. Are you kidding me? Off the top of the ladder onto 2 tables down on the floor. Like, that's insane, man.
That's an amazing bump for a woman of her size.
Yeah.
To take that bump, man, god damn.
And the fact that she was conscious enough to hold the back of her head when she was falling, like, man.
That was crazy, man. And then Tiffy time, and like something that you said last week, kind of like it got stuck in my head when she won, and the fact that you said, you gotta remember the money back was for a year. A lot can happen in a year.
Yeah, that's right.
So after you said that, I started to think a little bit more about the money back because you forget a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
This for a year. So when Tiffy won it, I was like, it makes sense. It's a year to go. She's gonna go. I reckon she's gonna go for what's it called Bailey's title. Definitely, is gonna go for that one. She's not gonna go for. I don't.
No, I agree. I agree.
I don't think getting between Mommy and
No.
what's called and Liv Morgan. I don't think
Liv
going
Morgan.
into that story, but definitely going for Bailey because Bailey's title's been a bit missed. Like, to be honest, it's been a beast. Nothing happening. So definitely something could get Tiffy the title, which is really soon for her, to be honest. Really, really soon.
Very soon. Well, it was very soon. When she was in the Elimination Chamber, and I asked her about this, like, she was only in NXT, like, a year or so ago, and they put her into, like, big PLEs, like Elimination Chamber, and now she's Miss Money in the Bank. Look, I reckon she'll take the title in WrestleMania.
He could, definitely.
Yeah. But no, she's got that gymnastics background, so she's really agile and really athletic, and she's bulked up a lot.
But not just that. I think she's a fan favorite, which is a big thing.
But she's a heel that people would cheer. She's a heel still.
Yeah, she's still a heel, but she pulls it off, man. She can't wrestle. It's entertaining watching her. You know that? And
and she does high-risk moves.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She's like the deadly pretty face.
Yeah.
Deadly
she's the real pretty
face.
deadly.
She's the deal pretty deadly, like 100%. So,
Look,
a lot can happen a year and then what can happen.
I heard a theory, and I like it. I was listening to Sam Roberts on his podcast as I do weekly, and he said he talked about an angle where Nia Jax becomes champion, takes it off Bailey, and then like how Nia Jax and Tiffy have this alliance.
Yeah.
Then they're together, and Tiffy's like, yeah, but I'm Miss Money in the Bank, and she eventually ends up turning on Nia. Which would make Tiffy a face because she's already getting cheered anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well make her a face and get her the title.
Yeah.
And then she can start another angle with Nia Jax. So I thought that made a lot of sense.
Yeah, 100%. That makes a lot of sense. And like you said, in a year, a lot can happen. So a lot of things can go back and forth. So look, Tiffy wins it. She's Miss Money in the Bank. And from that, we jump to the one that everyone was talking about because of the botch, which was the Damien Priest against Seth freaking Rollins for the title. Now, the stipulation was Damien Priest wins it. Seth Rollins never gets a title shot again. If Seth wins it, Damien Priest leaves the Judgment Day. We saw before this, Damien Priest backstage with the Judgment Day saying, don't come in, I got this, blah, blah. And then we see Finn Balor just looking at him. Yes, boss, whatever you want, boss. Looking at him, I'm like, that's it. That's it. That confirms my theory. So I was saying it's definitely Finn Balor is the one behind all this happening in cahoots with Liv Morgan, 100%, which would show up at some time. But apart of that, the match was fucking awesome. I don't know if it's me or Damien Priest getting a little bit slow. I don't know if it's me. I felt them in some spots. It was really slow to move, really slow to get some stuff happening. I don't know if it was just me or just...
Look, he does have that awkward tall guy like movement, but I think that's just, I don't think he was slower than usual.
I don't know, because I remember seeing him in NXT, man. In NXT, he wasn't as slow as this. Like I
don't watch NXT, so I don't.
Yeah, look, if you watch, like you watch him when we won the title in NXT, stuff like that, he was a bit more agile and faster when he was now. He's been getting more size, which that will make it a little bit slow. Exactly. So it's definitely.
And size. What about Seth? Seth's looking. Seth's bulked up.
But in what about Seth getting aerial, bro? God damn. Jumping off the rope, getting some crazy moves. I was like, where is this Seth Rollins coming from? Like, then he's completely healed now. I was like, I was not expecting him to come back to his first match from injury and hitting those crazy moves. Yeah. Like hitting the knee so hard. I was like, wow, we're getting a difference. We're getting a improved Seth Rollins. What's going on here? It was just
But, you know, they
absolutely.
go away, they get these long-term injuries, and they come back and they're jacked. Look at AJ Styles. Look at Randy Orton. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and now look at Seth Rollins. His chest and his shoulders, they've gotten big, man. He's
Well, he
like,
does
he
a
might
lot
not
of,
have been able to train his legs, but he was at the gym. Don't worry about that.
yeah, he does a lot of CrossFit. He's a CrossFit
Yeah, he's a CrossFit.
entity.
Yeah, I
He
know.
does a
Yeah,
CrossFit
I
guy.
know.
He does
Yeah.
CrossFit a lot. He's been in the CrossFit
Yeah, but
games as well.
CrossFitters don't usually like have that bulk. They're more
Yeah.
lean and more
Have you
cut.
seen him? Goddamn, what are you talking about? The
No,
guys
I
are
don't.
massive. The guys are massive.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Because the things like in CrossFit, you lift a lot of heavy weights.
But isn't it more about agility as well?
It has a lot. It's different things. You gotta jump. You gotta carry stuff. You gotta be able to. It's a combination of different things. A really stupid sport. In like you're really prone to injuries with the sport a lot.
Yeah.
Not so much now because before CrossFit was like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
So anyone can go to the CrossFit games. Not anymore. Like now they're professionals. They're literally professional CrossFitters. Like literally the people like devote their life to be a CrossFitter and prepare for the games and prepare for all the stuff. So now the injuries are less, but still prone to injuries because the movements they do, but they lift a lot of heavy weights. So they're constantly lifting heavy weights, which, you know, heavy weights makes you
Bulk you up.
bigger, bulk you up. So they're huge guys, which they can't run a lot. Like you just looked at them, it's like, how? It's really crazy.
But yeah, it was like that was a good match, man. That was a good match.
And then the moment of truth, this is what happened. So Seth Rollins has Damien Priest on the floor. Ref goes down. He goes 1, 2. He's gonna hit the 3 because Damien Priest is not kicking.
He needs to kick. Damien Priest had to kick.
And he lifts the hand and says 2. Damien Priest doesn't move at no point. Seth Rollins says, what are you talking about? He's on the floor. He hasn't moved. What the hell? What the fuck? What's going on? A few seconds happen and Drew McIntyre's music hits. I reckon because if you look at a Drew Damien Priest before that, during the pin and after the pin, he looks a bit dizzy. He looks a bit off the match. I think he got knocked out for real. And he couldn't actually kick out. I think that's what happened. I don't think there was, because even though let's say, okay, they didn't hit the music, doesn't matter. He knows he has to kick out.
Yeah,
like
he knows.
You know, they already told him like Drew McIntyre's got it in, so you gotta kick out no matter what.
And they blamed the ref, but it wasn't the ref.
The ref knew they had to stop.
The ref knew the match wasn't finishing then.
Yeah, he has to stop somehow, so he had to make up something. I think Seth could have done something about it, because Seth could definitely would have like just push his arm up, like pretending like, you know, he was like, because he had Damien Priest's arm, so he could definitely like lift the arm, do something.
But Seth wasn't expecting him not to kick. So if Seth does something that he's not supposed to do, then it wouldn't have made. It was like these are split-second decisions.
Yeah, it's a split-second. But if you're seeing 1, 2, and you see that the guy is absolutely
but they usually kick out at 2 3/4. So, you know.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. Just I reckon I really think Damien Priest was called out. He was absolutely like knocked out, and he couldn't kick out for a reason.
Look,
I think,
and you might be right, but I haven't heard anybody mention that. And if that happens, you know, the ref puts up the old X with the arms, and like they call the match off, but it was probably too big to call off.
They couldn't call it off, so it just continue.
And then and then the issue that I had was that it's announced as a triple threat match.
Yeah,
he's
because
cashing in and they announced it because there's no disqualification. I get it.
Yeah,
but to me,
because the match wasn't finished.
It didn't make sense. I know, but it didn't make sense. Why would Drew cash in to try and have to beat 2 people?
Because like they were already like full out. So he shouldn't go in. He should have waited to the pin to happen.
I understand why it happened because we know now CM Punk and he cost him Drew the top. But to me, that was that link in the chain just didn't make sense. Like, why would he cash in against 2 guys? Why wouldn't he wait for them to be a winner and then cash in on the winner?
True. He should have, but also it helps in the story with Seth freaking Rollins and CM Punk as well.
Yeah, now that we see what happened on Raw,
now we
of course
understand a lot.
Makes sense. But
yeah, but at that moment it was a really weird scenario.
Yeah.
Drew's about to win it, and then we see CM Punk coming in, beating the shit out of him.
From under the ring. Yeah.
From under the ring. And then he also cost Seth Rollins their run for the title.
Yeah, that's right.
In two, he killed two birds with one stone at the same time. Damien Priest wins it. Drew McIntyre is out cold in the mat, and then you can see Seth Rollins going off at CM Punk. You cost me that. Which is a story they've been building for a while. So we just picked it up now because CM Punk is about to come back from injury.
And exactly. It brings it back into the limelight, and then the fact that in the Behind the Curtain WrestleMania 40 documentary, Triple H quite clearly states that WrestleMania 40 was going to be Seth versus Punk.
Yeah,
and the only reason that didn't happen was because of the injury, which everybody knew, but he confirmed it.
Yeah, he confirmed that. They confirmed that happened in the injury, which he threw everything out of the ground. But I like it that happened, Like it happened because it gave us this massive storyline happen on the other side. So it's kind of like,
everything happens for a reason.
Everything happened for a reson, man. And now what happened with the Judgment Day, what's happening with Damien Priest. So everything's worked out perfect. The way it was happening. So we got Damien Priest still champion, defeating Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk get in the story and just messing everything up, and then leading up to what happened in Raw. And the last one was the Bloodline against the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton, a 6-man tag team match. As a match, had everything. Yeah. Everything. All over the place. So, Jacob Fatu, man, how good he is.
Oh, beast.
He's absolutely. The moment Randy Orton keeps him on the floor, and he turns to give him the RKO, and he turns around, looks up, and he's standing up, and Randy Orton's like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?"
No one stands up of this. Like he stand up like nothing in the crazy face. Look, it was just great. I liked the match. It was a good match, and the botch at the end, man, it wasn't a botch.
No, that's just a slip. Like, I know and then he hit him in the head. He hit him in the head with the low blow.
I think the moment where the low blow should go, I think they called it at the wrong time. Because that moment, it was going to hit him in the face no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just a wrong spot. It should be before he got him in the pedigree position.
Yeah.
They took him in the power bomb. Should it be before that? Just gonna come and boom, give me a low blow and hit him. So on this, what I was expecting though, I expected CM Punk to come in and just get involved just for fucking up because of what happened with Paul Heyman. But at the same time,
but you can't have him in everything. You can't have his. Yeah,
I know, but it also. You can't have him because you knew what happened. Drew McIntyre was after him, so he had to run out at the same time. So he couldn't be there on the stage at that time because
of Punk can't get involved in the Bloodline story. It just doesn't make sense.
We said it before because of Paul Heyman more than anything else. That's the only reason. But that was kind of like I thought it could happen because of Paul Heyman, and I've said it before.
But the most significant thing that happened in that last fight was that Solo Sikoa pinned Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
That was massive.
Huge, man.
Yeah.
What is this taking us? Now that Solo was able to pin Cody Rhodes, which Roman Reigns couldn't.
This just justifies Solo's own belief that he's the new head of the table. He is the tribal chief. Everyone should acknowledge him because, hey, he's just pinned Cody Rhodes, the guy that took the title off Roman Reigns. He pinned him 1, 2, 3. Sure, it was in a 6-man tag match. But he still pinned him. So he's not going to focus on the fact that there was 5 other guys involved. He's going to focus on I pinned Cody Rhodes.
That too.
And obviously this is all leading towards Roman's return and Jimmy's return and what I still think is going to be a reunion between the Usos and then what ultimately I believe will be a war games where it's like Bloodline Civil War. But there's also the fact that WWE's just registered the PLE Bad Blood.
Oh, my God.
Which is announced for October.
Yes.
So, there's more, as always with this Bloodline gift, the gift that keeps on giving, there's more to come.
100%. And now we don't have Paul Heyman in the story. Or we do have him.
Paul Heyman will be back. Won't be back for a while.
Yeah, he won't be back until Roman Reigns comes back. But Roman Reigns will be back soon.
I'm not so sure.
He will be back soon now because he just Solo Sikoa on his own without having Paul Heyman in there. it's kind of starting to steer away a little bit more. Like, that makes no sense. There has to be involved somehow. So I don't know. Something's gonna happen because Jimmy also he got the all clear to come back. So he will
Well,
be back.
Jimmy's going to come back before Roman.
Yeah. So something could happen there with Jimmy.
I think Jimmy's going to come back at SummerSlam.
But that's
And I
when
think
Roman Reigns is meant to come back.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said a couple of weeks ago, but I've reconsidered that position. I think Jimmy's going to come back at SummerSlam, and I don't think Roman's going to come back till after SummerSlam.
Gotta see. I don't know.
SummerSlam's in August. Bad Blood is in October.
Yeah, but something could lead up to blood between Solo and Roman.
What's the PLE in between SummerSlam and Bad Blood? I can't remember.
I don't know. What do you got?
Anyway, we'll look into it. But yeah, I mean, I think Jimmy's gonna come back before Roman.
I like him to come back to, like, even if it's at the end of the SummerSlam, just to mess up with Solo. I would like Roman Reigns to be like the surprise entry at the end.
Well, that's like what I said with the hood. He's going to come in with a black hood and fuck it up for Solo, whatever Solo's doing.
That could be. So what do we got here? 2024, so many King Draft, Battleground Repcast, Money in the Bank. Where we got SummerSlam, NXT Great Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, that's going to be about. Yeah, that's not going to be when he's coming back.
That's Gunther.
Yeah, that's
Bash in Berlin.
But Gunther's got Damian Priest at SummerSlam.
Yeah. So we got. I don't know what's going to happen in Berlin, though. At the moment, it's pretty. I don't know what's going to happen. But then we'll have Bad Blood in there, and then it's Crown Jewel afterwards, and then it's Survivor Series.
There you go. But what about Bad Blood? Bad Blood's in October.
Yeah, so it will be in October, and Crown Jewel is in November, and then we got Survivor Series somewhere in November. He's where the two.
And I think that's when
clash.
Roman will come back, unless the Saudis are paying massive money to get Roman as part of the Crown Jewel show.
If they do, he has to come back before that. Then he has to go to Crown Jewel already into the pit. He won't do a surprise appearance.
Unless he comes to Crown Jewel with the hoodie, with the black hoodie, and interferes at the end.
He's never been a surprise appearance at Crown Jewel. It's the worst spot to get a surprise appearance. You know, when you want a surprise appearance, you want a surprise appearance when everyone's watching. You're not gonna have a surprise appearance in a PLE that not many people watches. Like, not many people wakes up to watch Crown Jewel. It's a wrong, like, really bad timing. People in the United States, it's the wrong time. Everyone around the world, it's a really bad time to watch Crown Jewel. So normally Crown Jewel, you already know who's gonna be there. And there's no surprises, like surprise appearances and stuff like that. Maybe one or two, but this really more for the Saudi kind of stuff. But
then I think they'll hold off on him until Survivor Series.
And not even in Blood.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think he has to come back before that, man. I think
unless Survivor Series ends up being like between the old bloodline and the new bloodline, but that could be. That's War Games. That's Survivor Series War Games, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't say. It just say it's Survivor Series.
Yeah, that's Survivor Series War Games, but
at the end, they could use War Games at the end.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, so it could happen there. You got War Games at the end. So Survivor Series War Game, you have him at the end. So
he comes back at SummerSlam. The story builds through Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Bad Blood and Survivor Series is where they clash.
100%. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's the way. Yeah, I think you gotta bring Roman soon. Now that Paul Heyman is not in the picture, you have to bring him back a little bit. Like, you give it some time to be solo on his own. But by sooner or later, like more sooner than later, you need Roman Reigns to come back before the next big PLE, because he needs to stop aligning up everything. And plus, I'm pretty sure Roman wants to come back now. You know, it's a lot of stuff.
This is long-term storytelling, so I don't think they're going to rush him back.
But it's not a rush back, man. It's just like he's been out since WrestleMania. So he's been out for a while. Like, they've been letting Solo run his own show for a bit.
3 months.
That's a long time. Like, you bring him back. He doesn't need to, like, he just needs to come back just to start, trying to put Solo Sikoa back in, or talking to Solo Sikoa kind of stuff.
No, I think it's got to be impactful. I think he's got to interfere in a match. I think he's got to cost Solo something.
Okay. It could be. Could be. Or like Mommy did just come up at the end.
Uh-huh.
Like
I
Mommy
think
did.
we're running out of time to talk about Raw.
Yeah, no. We just come back. We come back with just a little bit of
All
Raw,
right.
and then we cover. So we're gonna go for a little bit of pause. We come back. We talk about Raw, and what happened, because it's really important to what we're saying today. And I don't think we
Yeah.
can live without talking about Raw.
No.
We have to.
Agree.
We
Yeah.
have to. So we will go and come back.